Does a new Leopard 2 tank stand a chance against most modern Russian tank, T-14 Armata? And by Leopard 2, I mean the most modern variant, Leopard 2A7V, which entered production last year. According to available information, both of those tanks should enter service this year. T-14 is more modern tank design, but that doesn't have to mean that Leopard is far behind. Let's first analyze everything before making a conclusion. But before we start, a word from my sponsor. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. War Thunder is a military vehicle combat online game. It is free to play on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Not to mention that it is cross-platform between PC and consoles. The game features an incredible arsenal of more than 1500 historically accurate playable tanks, aircraft, helicopters and ships from 1930s to 1990s. Best thing about the game are its realistic physics and one of the most detailed and most immersive vehicle damage models in gaming. If you use my link to register, you will receive a bonus, a premium vehicle, tank, aircraft or ship, as well as 3-day account boost. The game is completely free, so you can start playing immediately. Both tanks have 3rd generation thermal imaging system for both gunner and commander, which means that both tanks are equal in that regard. The firepower is also somewhat equal, being that Leopard 2A7V is equipped with new L55A1 smoothbore gun, which together with the upcoming DM73 APF SDS gives 20% better performance than L55 with DM63. So, being that the DM63 penetration is around 700 to 750 mm on 2 km range, depending on the source, the DM73 penetration when fired from L55A1 should be around 850 to 900 mm. T-14 uses Vacuum 1 APF SDS, which when fired from its 2A82 smoothbore gun should have over 900 mm of penetration and 2 km range. It should be noted though that neither DM73 nor Vacuum 1 are in serial production yet. The problem is that firepower of Leopard 2 would not be so useful when facing T-14 Armata, since official sources claim that the crew capsule itself is equivalent to 900 mm of armor, and that's without its new and advanced so-called Malachite ERA, which can pretty much, together with the main armor, stop any modern projectile. However, if T-14's explosive reactive armor and active protection system are depleted, Leopard 2 might have some chance on ranges closer than 2 km. There is a chance that DM73 has some anti-ERA capability, which would make it more effective against Malachite, but that is pure speculation. Leopard 2 can still shoot at the turret, even if T-14's Afghanite active protection system manages to engage Leopard 2's APF SDS, it still wouldn't completely destroy it, as we could see on footage of Ukrainian active protection system that is, just like Russian one, derived from old Soviet project. And the trials were done with way older projectile, so DM73 would manage to do some damage, like disabling the gun or firing mechanism, forcing T-14 to retreat. But the problem arises with the turret design. It is very small and hard to hit. Check out my video where I talk more about T-14's turret if you want to know more. However, T-14 does not need to be as cautious when engaging Leopard 2, since it can pretty much penetrate it anywhere, being that Leopard 2's armor is rated around 820 mm on turret and around 700 mm on the hull. Another thing is that the ammo in the hull of the Leopard 2 is still a major problem that once hit would result in catastrophic explosion, killing everyone inside. T-14 has no such problem because the crew is separated in their own armored capsule, which means that if the ammunition gets hit, they are perfectly safe even if the rest of the tank is rendered useless. It is also worth saying that Leopard 2 will be receiving Trophy Active Protection System at first, but in the future it will receive German Active Protection System, for which we don't have much information on. There is a big possibility that the German APS will be able to intercept APF SDS just like Russian Afghanite, because Germany has had a lot of projects with such active protection systems. Therefore, Leopard 2A7V, together with such APS, would perhaps be able to survive a frontal hit from T-14 Armata. When comparing the mobility of both tanks, we can see that T-14 is better in that aspect since its engine produces 4,747 Nm compared to Leopard 2's 4,700 Nm, and it is more than 10 tons lighter, being 55 tons compared to Leopard 2A7V's 67.5 tons. But Leopard 2 will receive more modern MTU power pack, which is said to have stronger engine, but for now T-14 has better mobility. When talking about the availability, both tanks are currently being delivered in low numbers, but Leopard 2 is in a better situation since 2A7V is an upgrade for already existing tanks, but currently the upgrade procedure is slow, so there is no conclusion that we can derive from this situation regarding the availability. Don't forget to check out War Thunder, where you can take control of many land, air or naval vehicles. Use the link from the description to get a premium vehicle and a 3-day account boost when you register. Remember, the game is completely free for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Just download and play. Nevertheless, both tanks are very capable, but one being worse than the other doesn't have to mean they will lose the engagement. In modern era, tank-on-tank engagements are rare, and most of the time tanks move in groups and are supported by other ground and air units. Therefore, a tank's performance may not depend solely on its characteristics. And that would be all. If you like my content, you can consider supporting me on Patreon, and if you can't, leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.